Hi, it's Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. It's what 10 to 8 now. I've been sitting here watching the market since about 7:30. Not really seen too much going on just yet. Cable just had a nice little run. This is a 5 minute chart since about what 6:30 or so this morning. But I saw it having this little run. But then you come out to the hourly charts, and this is why it's so important to check your time frames, and you come out to an hourly chart and you think, oh, it's just trading within this whole range. It just seems the range seems to be narrowing a little bit here. And it just, you look at it and you think, well, actually, yeah, give it some perspective. And in fact, it's got overhead resistance there of that yellow line, the 200 moving average, and so all of a sudden it doesn't look quite as appealing, and then what happens is the market then just comes back down within that range. So obviously at some point it's going to break out of that range. It's got a little bit of positive momentum, so it could well be to the upside, but as we've got that upside resistance, I don't want to get caught in chop. So I'm looking around the markets this morning and I'm not seeing too much just yet. The euro, that one is again, I'm just looking at it off screen, and it's just it's got an hourly 21 just getting in the way at the moment. There it is, the blue line there, but it's trying to break through there. So I'll keep my eye on this euro dollar. It has got a bit of resistance getting in the way, but if it's going to turn, it's got some positive momentum. Then that maybe that one there might then be some clear air for me to trade. So I'm just keeping my eye on that one at the moment. But again, it's all very choppy. If we go out to the 4 hourly chart, then again you just get a perspective of, right, okay, so we might have a little bit of upside here on the 4 hour, but it's really not a lot till we hit the next level of resistance. The upper band here is at 136.10. We're at 05. It's just the ranges. I'm going to talk about this on Monday about the ranges and what they mean, but yeah, so there's not a lot of clear air there actually until it goes to the next level of resistance. It could go up to about 13, which is where that 21 is there. But anyway, not a lot going on there at the moment, so I'm not seeing too much here just yet. The markets obviously can move, but they're not. They need to really clean their acts up. So if that's the case, then I'll end up leaving it alone again. But we'll see. We've got some news out at 1:30 today, so it could mean that I keep this tape running until then to see if we can catch a trade around then. Okay, it's 5 to 1 now. I didn't trade this morning. I went out down the gym. The cable had a bit of a move, but nothing looked that great on the higher time frames. There was a nicer move actually on the euro dollar this morning, and while I was down the gym, and I felt that there was some points there, really, from this pullback down here into these prior highs, up to into these mid-teens, and it came up to 4 hour 50 eventually. So there was some point. It's not a lot though. I mean, we're talking about even from the low point from these prior highs, somewhere around about 06, 07, 08, let's call it, up to 18 if you're being practical, maybe 10 pips move, but you know, that's what we're putting up with at the moment. So anyway, and other than that, the markets have just been faffing around. So what I'm turning my attention to is the dollar CAD. Dollar CAD's been fairly weak today, but we're just going to see what's happening. It's obviously fairly sideways. We've got the news coming out at 1:30, the employment reports, so we'll see what happens with those. I think that's going to be the move of the day, so we'll just see what happens with dollar CAD. So I'll press pause for now. Right, so just watching this dollar CAD. I would like to be on the long side. The news is coming out in just over a minute, so I'd like to be on the long side. It's been coming up a little bit on the 5 minute chart, but it's down overall. If I actually show you on the hourly chart, as you can see, it's down overall. But I'm looking at a daily chart and seeing the potential, if it wants to go, for an upside move. So I would like to trade it on the long side, but I've got to see the evidence come through on the news. So if it just spikes from here, then it could be tough to try and get in, to try and see if I can get a little dip. If it dips first, then I might be able to get in on that little dip before the thing goes higher. So it's all going to be a little bit fast and furious, because I've got a number of accounts that I trade. So we'll see how we go and if I can get all those orders and everything else in. So we have got about 45 seconds. I'll press pause now. Right, so the news is out. Sorry, I was chatting away there, and I was talking to the guys in the room and you, and I hadn't pressed resume on the recording device. Sorry about that. Anyway, the news has come out. It has come up. I haven't managed to get in because it's just blitz up. It's gone from about 45 to 70 straight away, literally in a gnat's whisker. So I've got to just see if I can get a little dip to see if I can get on the long side. So it's a beautiful big move. It's what I was looking for. Fantastic momentum. It's just a case of whether I can get in on this. So, and if it just carries on going higher, that's the problem. Is that sometimes that can happen. We just carry on marching higher, and I just can't get in. And what happens then? It'll just exhaust itself and then just go sideways and into a range. So I'd like to be in whilst we're still in this momentum move. But at the moment, as you can see, it's not happening. I'm lucky enough in that I'm already long on a swing basis anyway. But I'd rather be longer. Right, I'll press pause for now and we'll see if we can get. Okay, so we've had this move up to around about 106.90 now, so I've not managed to get in because it's not looked back for me at all. If we can do a swiftish move back to my white lines here, the outer white line, then we've got something set up called an extreme move, and there's just about enough pip in it. If it can come down sub 106.80, then there's about 10 pips in it to run it back up. So if it can do that, then I'll trade that now. So fingers crossed, and we'll finally get a trade off the day. Right now, the market's moved down, as we can see here. It's not quite got down to my outer band here, and then it's already come back up to test that level now. So oh no, it might still be on actually. So no, it's still okay. It's still on. Phew. If we still need to pull back though. It's called an extreme trade, and it's something I do once I've got an extreme locked in. Then when we get a pullback, then I look for the pullback to then buy it to take us back up to the extreme, which is the closing price of the extreme candle, which is obviously this one. So still waiting to see if I'm going to get this or not. So I'll press pause. Assume this. Okay, so we didn't get the pullback. It's showing it almost as a pullback here now. I wanted the pullback into the outer band, but it had to still be enough pips in it. And this pullback was to what, 83, and I wanted to only go up to here, which is about 89. It's just not enough pips, and it's now just satisfied the rules on that extreme trade, so I can't now trade it. So I'm sorry I've not been able to get you in. I'm actually in the trade. I'm long anyway. I'll show you on the thingamajig account. There you go. I'm in two trades. It's this CAD one at the top there. It's up £192, but that's all. I was already in that on a swing, and I just wanted to day trade it. Obviously here on the account. So yeah, it's one of those things. I missed out on getting in to this today, and sometimes that happens. You get a big move like this and it just locks you out, and it's very difficult to get in, and you have to be careful of getting your entry, because even at 70 you can look back and say, oh, at 70 that would have been a good buy. Yes, but at 70 you didn't know if it was going to all of a sudden pull back to 55, so you still have to look at your risk to rewards and levels where it looks like it's a viable entry. So at the moment, dollar CAD's had a great run. Let's have a look at the daily candle. Here's puts it into perspective how much it's run here today. So overall, it's been going sideways for quite a while, but this news might just help the dollar CAD to have a bit more upside. So we'll see about that as we go into next week. So apologies, no live trade there today, but I did try. Right, I shall leave that with you and be back on Monday. We're going to do cover off these low volatility markets. See you then.